everyone, my name is Dr. Amna Husain, board certified pediatrician, board certified lactation consultant, and mom to two kiddos, and today we're going to be talking about how a pediatrician boosts their child's immune system. Alright, so as we go into almost our third year of trying to navigate schooling after the pandemic hit in 2020, you're also probably hearing about monkeypox in the news, polio outbreaks in the state of New York, and you're wondering, how do you keep your child safe during the school year? Is there anything you could do to boost your child's immune system? And you might see a lot of things online if you Google it, or you might see recipes for elderberry syrups that you can give your children. And as a pediatrician, this is what I'm going to tell you are the top evidence-based, data-backed methods to boost your immune system. So first off, let's start off by explaining what an immune system is. So the immune system is made up of a number of cells that help fight infection. That could be viruses, bacteria, fungi, other microorganisms, but also cells that help protect your body from other maybe environmental irritants. Those could be indoor or outdoor. So there's all types of cells. All of those cells have reactions that happen on molecular levels inside of them. And all of those reactions require cofactors, minerals that could help these reactions go through. So those could be things like zinc, copper, magnesium, all these minerals that you've probably heard of. You might be thinking, I have to give my child a multivitamin, and that's not necessary. Essentially, your child could get these vitamins actually through a healthy diet. A healthy diet of fruit, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains will give you the vitamins and minerals to help these biochemical reactions occur in the body. So in general, foods to avoid would be processed foods, foods that have lots of sugar, but that's not to mean that your child can't have cookies or ice cream for a special occasion or a treat. But what we're trying to say is make sure that's not a large bulk of your child's diet. So a good rule of thumb I try to have parents focus on is just having a colorful plate. It doesn't have to be a colorful plate at every meal, but maybe you're just making sure that not all of your child's foods are brown or white. So we're thinking pancakes, white potatoes, French fries, chicken nuggets. You want to make sure that there's some green, there's some purple, there's some red, there's some yellow, there's some orange. That doesn't all have to be in the form of vegetables. It can be fruit as well, but that you're giving your child a good variety so they're able to get those vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that they need on a micro level. As a parent to a 4-year-old who has their picky phases, I don't encourage you to force your child to eat something. Instead, if you're finding your child going through a picky eating phase, talk to your pediatrician. Maybe a multivitamin with iron if needed are options that you can give your child. But I wouldn't necessarily go down the route of finding supplements that perhaps aren't FDA approved to give your child, because these aren't really safe, and again, they're not backed by evidence. Tip 2, get your child active. So making sure that your child is active has so many benefits. Active doesn't mean having to be part of a sport. In fact, even just going outdoors, playing on a playground, being outdoors has huge benefits for children, even in terms of their eyesight. There can be so many benefits. Getting outdoors frequently and regularly is a great way to combat the theory of a hygiene hypothesis, which says essentially our bodies have become too accustomed to being too clean, maybe living too much indoors, and allowing your immune system to be challenged by some of the outdoor irritants that are out there. Now, of course, if your child has seasonal allergies, I totally get that. My child does as well. There's still measures you can take if you talk to your child's pediatrician, your child's allergist, that you can make them comfortable but still allow them to get outdoors and expose their immune system, expose their body to all types of great things that are in the outdoors. On that note, tip number 3, if your child's outdoors, getting a lot of time being active, they're actually going to sleep better as well. Getting a good amount of sleep can also really boost your immune system. There's actually a good amount of data that links good sleep habits to a robust immune system as well. Not only that, a recent paper came out that shows that pre-K students who actually slept at least 10 hours a night actually did better in academic and learning as well as social domains when it came to pre-K. A great way to encourage healthy sleep habits is a routine. I have a whole playlist on great sleep habits that you can set for your children, but you can also limit screen time, which helps to set a good sleep hygiene going forward. Generally, I try to recommend limiting screens at least an hour before bedtime. If at least 2 hours, that's even better. And definitely don't put screens in the child's bedroom, because that's just setting yourself up for potentially poor sleep habits. Tip 4, and this one you may be aware of, is trying to limit anything that could expose your child to chronic inflammation. Now, when it comes to adults, that could be something like cutting back on drinking habits, limiting your alcohol intake, and also not smoking or vaping at all. Now with children, depending on how young your child is, you might think your child may not be exposed to that at all. But if there's somebody in the house who is a smoker, then they could be exposed to secondhand smoke, and that can also set up your immune system for a challenge. So think about worsening eczema, worsening asthma, or environmental irritants, and causing worse allergy symptoms as well. So if you can, do try to protect your child from chronic inflammatory sources like that. Tip 5, don't forget immunizations. Immunizations are a great way to boost your body's immune system in a safe and effective way. Vaccination actually works by showing your body's immune system a small part of the virus or the bacteria in a safe way, and allowing your immune system to mount an immune response and create antibodies against that virus or bacteria, so that if they were ever encounter it again, they would know exactly how to fight it, which is actually really amazing when you think about it. Now that's all I'm going to say about immunizations, but of all of these tips, I want you to remember something that's really important: the simple precautions. Things that are commonly overlooked, but maybe you remembered for a short period of time during 2020. Washing your hands, remembering to cough or sneeze into your elbow, sneezing away from people. These are really important infectious control measures and hygiene measures that we should be teaching our children early on. Now, if your child has a health problem that does put them at an increased risk to fight off an infection, make sure you talk to your child's pediatrician about what you can do to help protect them as well, in addition to the measures I've already mentioned. If you have any questions, make sure you ask them below. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you tune in next week. Bye!